Hello everyone. Today we're going to be taking this 2010 Ford Focus on a test drive. And special thanks to Heron Auto, Opel and Kia for allowing me to come down here today and test drive the Ford Focus. For all contact information in regards to the dealership, please see the description box below. Hi everyone. So now we're just going to get started on the test drive of the 2010 Focus. Now this particular one has 106,949 kilometers on the clock so far. Fires right up. So let's get a move on. Brief information in regards to Focus. This here is the Mark II model. Now the Mark II came out in 2005, but in 2007 Ford decided to facelift the Focus to what we have here now, a completely restyled front end. I believe they gave this car new tail lights as well. I really like driving this car. I've been driving around it now for a short while before I start filming, and one thing I noticed about it is the ride quality. It's very, very good, and despite the fact this car has what you would normally consider a noisy diesel engine, it's actually rather quiet in here, so there isn't much road noise getting in. It's very quiet and nice little car to drive. So we're going to take it onto the bypass now and see what the pulling power is like in this thing. Okay, so we're pulling from second gear. RPM, but it's quite good, so there's definitely a decent amount of pulling power from it, and with that it's of course a very economical engine as well. Just doing 60 miles per hour now, which is 100 kilometers, and it's very smooth and it's very quiet out in this bypass. It's a very pleasant car to drive. One thing I do like about this Focus is the interior. Now I've always liked the interior Fords, but this one is quite nice. Now this might be one of the more basic model Focuses. I said earlier that it is the style, but it comes with a good amount of equipment now. You've got a CD radio, you've got air conditioning, you've got the multi-function controls for the radio located down here in the third stock, and you can also operate the digital trip computer using a button here on the indicator stock as well. One thing I noticed about this car when I was looking around earlier is there's definitely no shortage of storage cubbies. Anyway, you got storage cubby down here in the center console, one here, and you got two cup holders behind it in a larger storage area, and then in the back seats there's another little storage area down to the side of the seat, and then just up a little bit from that there's an even bigger storage area. So you know, you can definitely lose your stuff in this car if you can't remember where you put it. There's a lot of room in here, a lot of place to put stuff. Overall ride quality so far, I think this very smooth bypass is quite good. I really like the seats as well. I like this kind of nice black and white linear pattern they've done. I know it's very comfortable and supportive. There's a good amount of side bolstering here as well. So I'm just going to drive around the Focus for a few minutes, and I'll report back, and we'll also have some footage from the back roads, so we'll see what this car is like over the bumpy roads of Ireland. So let's just take a detailed look at the interior of this car. Now this here being the style is one of the more basic trims, but it comes with front electric windows, alloy wheels and front fog lights as standard. Very nice front seats, nice linear pattern. Fires right up. Now this particular Focus just has a normal soft touch steering wheel, not a leather wrap. But it's got very nice hydraulic rack and pinion power assist. 4 spokes, and you got your multifunction controls for the radio down here in traditional Focus fashion. And the radio itself is quite good.
Trouble getting up for work? You can find a job worth getting up for on donedealjobs.ie.
K-Max Enterpriser.
Very good sound quality, and if you get this car with the optional Bluetooth, you can of course operate your phone using them controls there. It's also got air conditioning and front and rear defrost as standard. Small storage cubby there with a 12-volt power outlet. This car also has the 5-speed manual gearbox, all the way over to the right and down for reverse. Another storage cubby there, 2 cup holders, and another storage cubby. I believe you can get this car with a centre armrest mounted right about there. Very nice interior. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the back seats. And there's a small storage area just off to the side here. Same on the other side of the car. Now I have the driver's seat moved back into my driving position, which is, far enough back, but even so there's still a decent amount of leg room. And headroom is quite good as well. You also got 3 adjustable headrests, a very good all-round rear visibility. And the boot space in this car is quite good as well. It's got 396 litres of room. And to fold the rear seats, you just pull up on the seat cushion. Then you push the button here and drag it forward. And of course you got quite a bit more room now. So to open the bonnet on the Mark II Focus, it's the same as all the other older Fords. Just flip up the badge here, insert your key, turn once to the left and then to the right. The engine is a 1.6 litre turbo diesel. It produces 88 brake horsepower with a top speed of 110 miles per hour. It'll do 0 to 60 in about 12.2 seconds, and it also puts out 159 foot-pounds of torque. It'll also do about 62 miles to the gallon. The ride quality of the Focus is very good as well, thanks to the multi-link rear suspension. It's been absorbing all the knocks and bumps of these back roads very well for me today, and I've been driving out in these back roads for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I really like the ride quality. And on top of that, the overall handling of this car is very good as well. It's smooth and it's crisp, and there's very good feedback from the steering. So overall, the drive from the back roads and even on the normal main roads are nice and smooth. The ride quality of the Focus overall is very, very good. It's very comfortable, it's a nice relaxing car to drive, and it handles very well too. Okay, so now we are actually driving a Mark I Focus. Now the first thing you'll probably notice is the difference in the camera quality. The GoPro apparently ran out of battery just at the last second. I just about filmed the Mark II Focus with it. So we've had the result of using the Can Allegria on a little extra extended piece stand, whatever it is again, suction cup mount. But anyway, besides that, we are driving the Mark I Focus out on these back roads. Now this one is a 1.6 litre with 98 brake horsepower, and it does about 115 miles per hour. And it's nice to drive, so it is. I can see now why this car took off so well. I really love the dashboard. I like the way everything is faced towards the driver. It's all driver orientated. It's a lovely place to be, so it is, and it's quite comfortable. Now I've driven a couple of Mark I's in the past. I've never filmed it though, but I've really enjoyed driving them, and this one is quite nice as well. I mean, yeah, sure, this Mark I might not be the most perfect one. It has got a few years on it, but it's still running fine, and there's no wheel weird whistles or creaks or anything from it. It's perfect, it's driving smooth, the engine is good and healthy, so it is, it's going very well, it's got a good gearbox. So, you know, these are very durable and reliable cars. I mean, I've heard that in the past, but now I can really see it for myself. And we've got a 5-speed manual gearbox down here as well. Now, the previous Mark 1 Focus I drove was at 1.4. Very impressed with the power output from that. This 1.6 though, as I said, does have 98 horsepower, so it's got a little more pep to it. But out in the back roads anyway, you know, it's a bit bumpy out here, and as I was saying, it's doing very, very well for itself. So we're just out in the bypass now. You put your foot down. Yeah, it really gets up and goes, so it does. It's got good power behind it. It's a fast-speed car. Already at 60 miles per hour. That's quick. Yeah, you know, this is a very nice car to drive. You know, at one point I was actually really considering buying one of these. I was actually set on it, so I was. That was why I done test drive for one of them, because I was convinced I was going to buy it. The only reason why I haven't bought it is because, you know, I can afford to spend a little bit more now in a better car, but that's a topic for another day. We'll discuss that another time. But if you are thinking about buying a Mark 1 Focus, you know, it's a first car, it's excellent. You can get these now for about €3,500. We'll get you a very good Mark 1 Focus, a mint one. And even the ST170 is going down in price these days, so maybe you could buy yourself one of them as well if you're lucky. But I like driving this, so I do. I love the interior. It's still a very spacious car today. It's got comfy seats, it's nice to drive, you know, it's got decent power, and it's quite economical as well. I believe this 1.6 will do about 46 miles to the gallon, thereabouts. Now, I know by today's standards that might not sound great, but back when this car came out, you know, that would have been considered good mileage. And I suppose it is today. I mean, this is not a thirsty car. You're not going to be stopping at the pumps too often with this thing. So this here is the Mark 1 Focus. Now, this one is a bright green 2000 Zetec. It's got about 120 something thousand miles on it. It's got alloy wheels and front fog lights. And it only has front electric windows. The interior for a 14-year-old Ford is actually quite good, so it is, you know, it's been well kept, it's very clean. I've come across a few ones that have not been in such good condition. So we'll just turn on the power. I think we'll keep the engine off because the fuel is a bit low. So it's got quite a few storage cubbies. You know, we got a little shelf down here, you got the ones in the doors. You got your 2 cup holders. Now, the previous owner actually fitted this car with the an aftermarket single DIN CD radio. These Focuses normally come with a double DIN, so it's got a fascia plate. It's also got the digital clock, and then our little storage area up there. Now, I believe in the higher spec models that their little areas actually has a little meter in there. I think it measures your MPG. But I like the interior of the Mark 1, so I do. And you know, it's very creative, so it is. I like the way everything kind of is driver orientated. All the curves of the dash, very nicely done. You even got a little button up here for the boot release. It's quite a nice car, I really do like it, so I do. And it's got comfy seats. Now, this particular one does not have air conditioning. It has been said though in previous reviews I've seen that earlier models of the Focus didn't come with a whole lot of standard good stuff as standard. So if you wanted to get a very good one, you'd have to get maybe a Zetec or something above a Zetec. But the good thing is, if you were buying one of these as a first car today, you could even get a GM for about $3,000 or maybe $4,000 if it's in excellent condition. Got rear quarter windows, alloy wheels. Another interesting feature about the Mark 1 Focus is where the taillights are located. Now, in a normal car they're usually down around here somewhere, but with the Mark 1 they put them up here, mainly so following traffic, especially people in tractors and trucks and everything could look down and actually see the taillights a lot clearer. However, I have noticed a flaw with it. If the whole point of putting the taillights up there is for better visibility for following traffic, why did they put the reversing knob all the way down here by the exhaust pipe? So, I don't know. But it's an interesting design, I actually do like it. And the legroom back here is very good, as you can see. It's got good headroom. You could easily fit somebody about 6 foot tall back here and to be very comfortable. And it's got, of course, 3 adjustable headrests and very good all-round rear visibility. A little bit of work, and I reckon this particular Focus, the 2000, will be in mint condition. But you know, it's in quite good shape, you know, considering as I was saying earlier, I've seen Mark 1 Focuses in a lot worse shape than this one. So I'm just going through town now on my way back to the dealership. Summing this car up is very easy. Focus is an excellent car. You can see why it took off so well. It's got a lovely interior, as I was saying earlier. It's lovely to drive. It's got an excellent suspension. And you know, if you go for the higher spec models, you know, Zetec and anything above the Zetec, you do get a lot of equipment, so you do. And of course there are a good few variants. You can have it as a 3-door hatchback, a 5-door hatch like we have here, and there's also the 4-door saloon and the 5-door estate. And then of course there is the high performance models, the ST and the RS. Now unfortunately the RS was the last time Ford actually implemented that name into the Focus, and this was the last car. Now, I would like to see the RS name return to the Focus, you know, with the 3rd generation or even the 4th at some point, because it was an extremely good car, so it was. But you know, I really like driving this, as I was saying, and definitely a car I'd recommend. I mean, then again, you don't need me to say that, because everybody knows how good the Focus is. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this review, and stay tuned, plenty more videos to come. Thanks for watching, everyone.